Today's $1 million listing is a just under $1.5 million listing. It's in DuPont Circle. It's actually a 3-story Victorian that's in relatively good shape and has a number of features everybody wants in their DuPont Circle and downtown DC, Logan Circle, etc. Victorians. It has the original hardwood floors that are just scruffy enough that you know they're original. They don't look like plastic hardwood floors that someone just put in. They're actually technically, I think, not hardwood. I think this is pine. And you can actually see the difference between them and newer floors because here's the kitchen floor. And the kitchen floor is obviously newer. It's quite nice looking, and I bet it's 10 or 20 years old itself, but you can see the difference between it and the original. Both these floors, particularly the kitchen floor, are what are called fancy floors, meaning they have very small, thin planks that aren't very wide. For some reason that's called fancy. Other features that this house has that are generally considered very desirable in older houses, and you only find them in older houses, are these fireplaces, which at some point have been actually converted into something else. They're no longer usable as fireplaces, but it's the original woodwork, and after they were converted to sort of some kind of heating system, the original ceramic towel, which there's actually a piece there that's broken. But now if you want to find this, you have to go to a store called Goodwood that has all these features for sale, torn out of houses that are being renovated. It does have the combination of central air, and you can see we're getting a lot of sunshine. It has a few windows that face west and south that get a terrific amount of sunshine, mainly on the back of the house, and radiator heat, and that's the combination that everybody in DC likes. Radiator heat and central air. You can also see it has, I'm sure these aren't original, but it has sort of chandelier type light fixtures installed along with these little pin lights. Also has a pocket door. Everybody in DC loves a pocket door, especially when it kind of works. Oh, and this is a 2-piece pocket door, so it doesn't go all the way across. You pull it from each side, and everybody in DC loves those. Anyway, so here we have a living room, and we have a little foyer area, or a little kind of mud room entry with its own ceramic towel. Then we have this kind of almost hall, side hall, stairwell. Here's the dining room, which gets all that sunshine, which looks just like the living room on the other side of the pocket doors, except that the living room has that kind of little pseudo bay window, but they have pretty much identical, well, not quite identical, a little different woodwork. But there I am, sorry. Very similar mantelpieces and very similar later installed light fixtures. Anyway, then there's a teeny little half bath that someone put in under the stairs. Definitely not original, they never are. Nobody used to have half baths, but now everybody puts them under the stairs in what used to be the coat closet, which may be why this little piece of the room was probably carved out later. Probably used to be a perfectly rectangular room, and they carved out this little piece to make a coat closet. Then there's a kitchen. Kitchen's big enough for a table space. It has a back door that goes down to an alley, but and it's all, you know, obviously someone's redone this kitchen in the late 80s, late 90s, maybe even early 2000s. Might be early 2000s. There is something outside that might be a parking space if you had an extremely small car, like a 2-door micro Mini Cooper type of car, or a motorcycle. Anyway, you can see there's a lot of sunshine coming in here on the back of the house, which is great, and that it continues upstairs. There's a lot of sunshine, especially in the back rooms. There's also a basement. I forget whether the whole basement, whole downstairs is a basement or there's a rental unit. We'll go down and look. The house is quite warm. Anyway, and it's 3 stories. So here's the second floor. This is cute. It's frosted glass and it says WC. And it is actually, it's more than a water closet. There's a teeny sink, there's a mirror, there's a toilet, and there's actually a very narrow shower. Narrow, but 2 people could actually be in there, although there's only 1 shower head. And there's a window with a lot of sun, so it's kind of, I guess, in its own way, it's a sun shower. This is a really interesting house. I wonder if somebody's rented it, because usually houses in the $1.5 million range are not actually empty. Somebody's living in them while they're for sale. Downstairs there's a ladder, and here's a broom. So there are all these little features. This is a little teeny closet, little built-in bookshelves around the radiator. This is a very small room. It could be a children's room, it could be an office, it could be a sewing room. It's also where they put the washer dryer, backed up to the plumbing in this little humorous bathroom with a water closet, frosted glass. Houses of this vintage probably didn't have washer dryers. If they did, they were in the basement and they were a sink where a woman scrubbed the clothes. And it probably was a woman, so I'm not being sexist. That's just the way it was in these houses. I don't know why there's a volleyball with a thing painted on it on the floor. Here's a fireplace that is right above the other fireplace. That's a gas pipe, and they seem to have opened it up. I was here about 10 days ago previewing this house the first day it was on the market, and I don't remember seeing that. Here's an actual cedar closet, something I need myself at home. You don't have. You have to fake it with blocks of cedar and mothballs and such. I don't know if DC is worse for moths than other cities or not. It's definitely worse for mosquitoes because it was built on a swamp. I don't know what that does to moths. Friends of mine assure me that moths mainly like dirty things. It's actually, if you keep all your clothes dry clean and hang them back up, then you're less likely to get them. At some point, I once acquired them. Actually, cleaning junk out of an old abandoned house, I think. And I somehow brought something home on a piece of something I brought in. Anyway, here's another fireplace, which I guess the intention here is to convert it to gas fireplace. I guess that's what they're showing you. There are a lot of building permits downstairs, so that must be what's going on here. This is kind of master bedroom, I think, although you could make it a study. That middle room was also a small bedroom. Of course, these are master bedrooms, but another cedar closet. None of them have their own bathroom. Here's a transom, although it no longer works. It's no longer on an axis, but that's what that used to be. It's how you let cold and hot air in and out. And then there's another floor. If I remember correctly, there's a roof deck up here. So this is just 1 or 2 rooms. I don't think there's a bathroom up here. There's another fireplace that is, I guess, being converted to gas, but hasn't been finished off yet. I don't know if you're supposed to do that yourself. Here we're actually getting some big bathrooms for a change. This room, which has a kind of atrium ceiling, that's a skylight with a shade, so the shade's closed. It has this large walk-in closet in what used to probably be a little sewing room in the olden days when people didn't have closets like this. It has a window. And then it has this bathroom, which is a nice sized bathroom. It has a nice floor. Obviously brand new fixtures. It has a skylight. New kind of gleaming pedestal sink. It has all this kind of involved built-in carpentry for your towels and things. And obviously brand new toilet that's declaring to you that it's a very ecological one. I hope in this case that doesn't mean it won't flush well enough to do the job. And it has a pocket door that slides. So that's the entire house except for this deck. And we're going to look at the deck. Then we're going to make a quicker video of the house and pair them. And the quicker video. This deck was obviously added fairly recently. It has this kind of trellisy thing. I don't know actually what you call the part of the deck above that you could probably hang some kind of shading on. The neighbors have a deck too. A lot of people have decks, as you can see. This street is mainly houses with some kind of apartment buildings mixed in. That's the alley. That's that tiny space. You could try to figure out how to put a parking space down there, but I'm not sure you really could. Anyway, we've got some Briggs Place over there at the end of the alley. We're at 18th and S. That's S Street. There are some apartment buildings across the way. There's actually a gas station on the corner. Anyway, so this is really kind of the master suite in that you have a bedroom, a walk-in closet, a bathroom. You have your own deck. And then you have this kind of landing area that you could turn into a little office or a little living room. You could have people up here for drinks or to talk, or to go out on your deck, and they wouldn't actually have to go in your bedroom there. Although if they wanted to use your bathroom, then they would. So that's this tape. I'm going to do another one going down the house more rapidly to show you the basement.